Euclid was Greek philosopher, was scientist also, mathematician also, and philosopher too. Multidimensional personality. He tried to explain the center of the being and the center of the cosmos together. What is center? Whether it is visible or invisible, but it is center. It is the location of the center that is important. Whether it is accessible to us or not is not important. There are so many things which are visible to us, still they exist. There are so many thousands of things, innumerable factors, innumerable waves, innumerable frequencies, scientifically speaking, not accessible to us, but still they exist. Not they exist only, they affect. They cast their impacts, which is inevitable by us, for us. We are bound to be under that impact, positive or negative, which we cannot control, which we cannot command, and still we hypocritically accept that we are the masters of existence. We are the masters of this 16, and we are the masters of ourselves. It is the ego of the mind that plays, and that make us also play like puppets. Every now and then we are puppets in the hands of the mental mechanism. And that mind has to be geometrically understood. If it is rightly and properly understood, then it can be true instrument to enter into the true zone of our personality, the central zone of our personality. Euclid says, it is the center that gets expanded into the circumference, and the interaction between center and the circumference becomes the master pattern. True interaction, appropriate interaction, timely interaction, proportionate interaction, right interaction, so many adjectives you can add to it in order to make it a perfect one. But that perfect interaction makes a pattern between center and the circumference. If center is deviated, circumference becomes perverted, deviated, distorted. That is death. That is death. If center is kept in the center, intact, then interaction with circumference will be automatically perfect. Our center is our psychic, mind is circumference, visible circumference, though it is invisible. Because we can experience it every moment. We cannot avoid the functioning of our mind. Every moment we have to take the cognizance of our mind, though it is not captivated by us, not kept under our control, not kept under our command. Still we have to accept its existence and to be its victim. We offer false explanation to it. I am compelled to do it, I am compelled to do it, I have no time, so I cannot attend. I have no time, so I cannot do it. I have no time, so I cannot read it. I have no time, that is why I could not do it. These are all false explanations given by our mind to us, and every day so many false explanations are given to us, and still we can say and we can accept that we are all civilized people. To what extent we are civilized? It is pseudo-civilization we are day by day and day to day living. True civilization is the civilization of psychic demarcation. Our objective is to apply psychic to the objects of our life and to the very purpose of our life. This soil, matter, cosmos is created and is meant for it. The entire cosmos is moving on in its own master pattern. Sun doesn't stop rising, sun doesn't stop setting down, moon doesn't stop waxing, stars do not stop shining. Night is there, and stars are also there. Stars won't appear during daytime, moon doesn't appear during daytime, full moon doesn't appear in at the time of noon. Why? Why? Earth is moving, revolving around the sun regularly without lapse. We cannot get out of our home and get in our home regularly. We cannot eat regularly. We cannot drink regularly. We cannot do anything regularly. Time is meant for us. So this is the misuse of our life, misuse of our time, misuse of our space, and still we say that no, we are absolutely healthy, we are absolutely civilized, we are absolutely opulent, we are absolutely all right. Nobody has got any discontent of one's own methodology of life. Everybody is well satisfied. No doubt. He is craving day by day, but is well satisfied. Whatever I am doing is all right. Under these circumstances, what else you can expect from me? And we are advocating. Without being attorney, we are advocating every day before God that no, you have given me this, I am every way all right. And this is my devotion, this is my sadhana, this is my tapasya, this is my bhakti. So we are cheating ourselves. Our mind is cheating our psychic. Our mind is cheating our psychic. As a matter of fact, mind has to surrender to our psychic. And mind has to accept the command of our psychic, provided we can get our psychic seated, located in the center of our personality. This is the point of our sadhana, point of our yoga, and we should put it into practice in our day-to-day life. Try.